helped create spectacular Broadway shows.
But tonight, a special new award will be given to an unsung hero of the arts.
When I heard that the Tony Awards were partnering with Carnegie Mellon to create the Excellence in Theater Education Award, I asked to be considered as a designer. My parents are both teachers. That's my actually secret motivation, is to honor my father and my mother. And I thought apple for the teacher. So the outline is pretty exciting because it has two halves. And I said, two halves? That's the comedy and tragedy mask. So I did all these sketches, and then I thought, well, what's going to go in the middle? And so I just started doodling. Remember, this is all trying to see if anyone's going to like it. I'm just here in my basement playing with apples. So then we destroyed a Tony Award, and we ripped the medallion off it and stuck a pencil in here. It's quite different from the Tony Award, as you can see. It's such a good idea to create this award. It's really catching kids at their beginning of all that energy, all that creativity. Great teachers at that age must be rewarded. My parents were those teachers. I grew up with nothing but questions. There were never many answers. It's like, well, what would you think and what do you think? And just the whole give and take of teaching and inspiring and presenting ideas is something to be cherished.
Hundreds of teachers were nominated from around the country for the Excellence in Theater Education Award.
Thousands of people sent in videos and essays describing how their theater educators inspired them to develop their talents, cultivate a passion for the arts, and positively impact their communities.
Here are some of our favorites.
I'm nominating Kevin Coleman for the Theater Education Award this year.
My high school theater drama teacher, Mr. Rick Bodick, was a major influence.
As young artists working on new material, we were encouraged to go further and to try new things and not be afraid to take risks.
Guys, take a moment and look around. All of you, I am grateful to. And I want you to be grateful towards each other.
I would nominate Flora Clements. She was my fourth grade teacher, and she inspired me, and she let me write little plays for my friends and me to do in school.
It was the first time in my life that I can remember an adult treating me as an equal.
Without Ruth Strand, I don't know what kind of a career I would have, let alone the kind of life that I would have.
A big part of the reason why I work in professional theater is Michael Fields.
He challenged us to find our voice and to use it for something bigger than us.
I am so grateful to all the teachers that I've had, particularly in my early 20s as an acting student.
I'm going on, almost 20 years later after first meeting Mickey, and I'm starring in a Broadway show.
There are generations of kids that have had their lives enriched by her generosity, her nurturing, and her spirit.
Mr. Donald Rock, he said to me, Winkler, if you ever do get out of here, you're going to be okay.
The main word of Mr. Bradford's whole teaching career is passion. You have to be passionate about what you do.
Bill Ziskin was my freshman English teacher. He's a true Renaissance man who breaks down every expectation that you had of one person.
The teacher who inspired me the most is Nancy Mans. She kind of awakened me to my own voice.
Who were some of your favorite teachers, Darren?
Oh man, there's so many to name. I mean, I don't think I would be doing what I would be doing if it weren't for all those people that kind of recognize you at an early age.
Agreed.
When you go, oh, I want to do this. And I've had so many professors that have developed things along the way when I was much older. But as a kid, Craig Slate, shout out to Craig Slate who was a part of the Young Conservatory at ACT in San Francisco, was always a friend and a mentor to me. And after all these years, he just came to see me in Hedwig just
so cool.
yesterday. So
I bet he was like the proudest.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, he's been somebody that's fostered so much young talent in San Francisco, and he's been a big part of my life. What about you?
Gosh, I mean, same thing. So many teachers. But the one that, grabbed me at a young age was Dennis Swanson. Shout out to Dennis from Egan High School. Like literally the high school I went to was my theater teacher in high school and cast me in a lot of shows, community theater, and also Matthew Howe, who was amazing.
So this shout out goes to you guys. We're going to bring this back to Sierra.